Okay, I want to do this because I think it's really important. The problem is that there are a couple different file systems, so you need a partitioner, not you need a format. Partition usually means extra spaces. You need a format, okay? So the thing is, up to 32 gigabytes, they would make it a. Well, let's see if this 64 actually works, okay? Let's just plug it in the computer, see what it says. It calls it a fat32. So let's actually, okay, so now it should work on my 3DS. Okay. I'm actually using a 128 at the moment. These are the XCs, and they used to use like the HCs, I believe. So I'm putting in the 64. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay, now everything's different on the 128 compared to the 64. I have stuff moved around. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this in. This is the 64 Evo. Now there's an even newer one. Okay, now things should pop up. Okay, so things popped up. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Okay. Oh no! Okay, that doesn't matter. So we know this worked. Okay. So we saw that worked. And I just got a phone call. Okay, where did I put everything? Okay, so that's my 64. I only try to keep one adapter. That's the Last of Us 2. I have the GPS internet partner who tells me what's on the screen and reads it off to me. I only use this adapter in my 3DS. So I always use a TF or a SD, micro SD card, TF card. I don't want these pins to get ruined. So I only use this on this 3DS. I don't want to have to open up my 3DS and wipe off the little fragile pins that connect to this. And I don't want to scrape this off, make it too thin so it won't connect either way. Now what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to format. Okay, and then we're going to call it an NTFS, okay? Let's just do a quick format. Let's see what program I use. I kept looking, I kept finding, okay. It's called the AOMEI Partition Assistant. I just downloaded it and used it. I went to like their website. This is what I use. Okay. Okay. So now we have that 60. It's an NTFS. Now that's the format it is in, NTFS. So I want to eject this just to show you that it's not working. What? Let's go back to this. I'll close that. Go back to desktop. Okay. Go up to Drive Tools. Go to Eject. Then it'll disappear, and the ring will stop. Okay, now it's ready. Okay, so now it shouldn't. My 3DS shouldn't even recognize this. Okay, there. That's what you're gonna get. Okay, because it needs to be in the FAT32. I think you can do the EX too. That's gonna yell at me. Okay. So it didn't work there. So I'm gonna put it back in. I don't even have to put anything on here. We saw that it didn't work. Okay, so it's already telling me, oh dude, this is pretty cool. So it's already telling me, wow, this is pretty cool. Okay, let's see the properties. Okay, it's gonna see NTFS. Okay, so I'm just gonna come up to here, and it's gonna say that this is connected. I'm gonna come up here. This is weird. You have to tell it, I want it to be this, okay? Then you have to say, apply it to that. So it's like a two or three step here. I want to, the partition, I don't want to make a partition. I want to format it. I want to format it. Okay, let's format. Okay, default, but I don't want the NTFS, right? Is it a partition? It should be like format. It shouldn't be partition. Like, oh, let's just do this. Okay, look at all these options I have. I'm just gonna go with fat32. Okay, and the default's gonna be 32 kilobytes. That's perfect. I'm gonna hit OK. There, done. It says fat32. No. Go up to here and apply it. Okay, we want to apply it. It's just like, it's almost like burning a disc. Okay, there. Now it's a fat32. Now if it works, it'll read that card. Now I go back to my computer and I go to here and I come to drive tools and I go to eject. My circle just stopped. Okay, now I'll put it back in here and it's going to actually approve it. Here, I'll just kind of like, okay. That's about, I'm going to slide it in. Okay, there we go. That's it. It is done. Now, I'm going to turn it off like it said. Just hold down the power button until it actually turns off, because I really do want to turn off. Now I'm going to open this up, and it's going to have 3DS files on it. So I'm going to put it back in my reader, TF reader. And I think this is really going to help some people out. Okay. There. I've only tried it on 128, and I've tried two different kinds. This Evo and the 128. This one's called Patriot? Micro? Okay, I had no problems with the 128. There you go. It's all about the filing system and everything. So older stuff is going to use the fat32, like the PlayStation, I'm sure the GameCube, the Wii uses that. So thanks a lot. I also want to say, that with the 3DS, it's amazing. You can copy your data and transfer it over. There's no coding on the SD cards for the 3DS. So I can just copy this over and I'll have like a new 3DS, or I can copy my old backup files onto this card and I'll just upload it like there's no problem. There's no coding to the SD card of the 3DS. Like it's not, I can easily copy this and put it on a 128 with no problems, and it won't notice a difference. It'll still accept the SD card. And that's what I did with my 128.